Hey guys, this is Bree. I travel full-time in my SUV chariot, and I also have a tiny trailer named Cadence. Welcome back to my channel. Today is an errands day. So, like I told y'all in the last video, there's a lot that I have to do to prep to get on the road trip, to get on the flight, to get to New York. So we are going to go do a couple of errands today. I'm going to take you along with me. But first, I have a couple of tasks that I need to do on the computer, a couple of client calls I need to take before I can hit the road for the day. So I'm just finished up making breakfast. I use this toaster oven. I'm going to show y'all a little bit of my kitchen setup and what I do every morning. Pretty much every evening I use the same appliance, and it's like a go-to. I got it off Amazon for I think like $60, and I can use it to cook everything. So I'm going to show y'all a little bit of my kitchen before we hit the road. But I hope y'all stay tuned for this video. I appreciate y'all for all your likes, comments, and subscribes. And let's get to it. Alright, y'all. So this is it. This is mainly what I use for everything. It's just a toaster oven. There's 2 racks. So I often cook, like I like to make dumplings. I like to make chicken. I like to make different types of tofu meals. I like to do like not hot pockets. They're like vegetarian what are those things used to be called? Not shepherd's pie, bro. You know those little pies that had all the veggies and stuff in there? You guys tell me in the comments. It's like a pie, and there's like chicken and corn and stuff like that in there. I found some veggie versions of them at the Kroger out here, which they call Ralph's. And it's called boomerangs. So they're veggie versions, and they're so good. But this basically heats up like a regular oven. All you have to do is just turn it to like 10 minutes and let it heat itself up for about 5 minutes. And then here you can see it's a little dirty, but it goes to 450. So it gets really hot. You can pretty much make anything in here. Only thing is, this is the pan. So it's a pretty small pan. But it's enough for one person. But as my family grows, I'm going to need to get something larger than this, and I'll probably need to get a full oven, something that I can cook bigger meals in. But this works for me for now. Like I said, I use everything, so I use this for everything. So like I'll like cook breakfast on the bottom. Like today I did hash browns and these like tofu nuggets, and then if I wanted to do some French toast or some like buttered toast, I can put it on the top rack. There's 2 different racks in here too, so you can kind of like differentiate depending on how thick your food is. It's used every day. And then there's another one up there. So yeah, this is what I use all the time. It does use a lot of electricity. I think it's like 400 or 500 watts, which isn't a lot for this type of appliance, but it is a lot for my batteries. So the battery that I use is this one. My larger one. I mostly only use this for my oven, and then for the light switch, which is the carport looking one down there. That's all my exterior light switches, interior switches, and my fan. That's less than 10 watts, so that's like no biggie. But I had to keep this toaster oven on by itself pretty much, other than that one little carport, because otherwise it'll overheat. That's how much energy it uses. So it uses quite a bit. Another thing that I want to show y'all that I use all the time is this. So this, let me show you the whole setup. In the morning, this is pretty much what I have. So I have my little coffee machine. This is a water heater. This is the plug for it, and I use my smaller power bank for that. I normally keep my fan and my computer always on this port, and I have to charge my phone because I use a unlimited hotspot, and that's how I can connect to my clients no matter where I'm at. I did try using a Wi-Fi box, which is right here, but the box, it didn't work as well as my hotspot did. So I just ended up swapping it out and just doing unlimited hotspot. But anyway, back to this. So I just fill this up with water. And then I plug it in, and then you can press this button here, and when it's on, it changes temperatures. So I just heat it up to 212, which is as hot as it goes. This takes like no power. This is literally like maybe 5 watts. So you can do a whole bunch of stuff while you're heating up coffee. But this is the coolest little coffee filter. Like this I didn't even have when I was doing van life and when I was in the desert. And I wish I would have had this because it's awesome. I already made my cup of coffee, but I can show you guys. So this is my little cup. I put my sugar in here, and then you can put it on here like this, and then you scoop your grounds into here, and then it's a pour over. A lot of y'all probably already have this, especially if you're travelers, so you're like, what are you doing? But just for people that don't know how we make it work. So yeah, I love this thing. I got this off of Amazon. I think it was $8. And then yeah, I got my coffee. So I don't do too much. If I wanted to get some creamer or something, I could put it in there, but this cup is so small, so I just do sugar. But that's my coffee. And then down here, it's a mess right now, so I'm really trusting y'all. Like, I'm just jumping right in. I got all my seasonings here. This is one storage, and then this is another storage. There's a mixture of plates, bowls, pans. I have like soy sauce, olive oil, canned goods. I use this every single day, 2 times a day, Reynolds wrap, to toast my meals in my toaster oven. Some cheese, some pretzels, some extra bowls and stuff like that. That's what's all down there, which I really love that because when I have it all organized, it looks super good. And then this is the set that I got when I first started traveling, and it has everything in it. I got this off of Amazon for like $30, but this has a knife, a cutting board, all the cooking utensils, tongs, everything you would ever need, peelers, everything. So I love using that. Can't go wrong with this coffee. This coffee is so freaking good. DR did it to me. Then I have some tea, some garlic, some honey, and some that's pretty much it in there. My little morning stuff. So that's what that looks like. Behind here is a water pitcher, my water system, and I got these cute little curtains from Etsy and these little curtain rods to kind of cover it up down there. And then down here holds my gray water tank, and that's pretty much it. This is my electrical outlet or connection to my lights and stuff. So I like to keep that covered back there. There's no batteries or anything, so it doesn't overheat, but that's what's going on back there. And then you may be wondering, how the heck do I get how do I get my cold stuff? So I keep most of my stuff in here. This is what it's looking like right now. But like I said, so like dumplings, egg rolls, hash browns. Tonight I'm going to be making these Brussels sprouts with some garlic and my seasonings and stuff like that. I have broccoli for another night. I make juices every Sunday, so I got my juice for this today. Some orange chicken, just a good little mix of stuff. So it's kind of empty because today's Thursday, but I can fit a week's worth of food in here. And so that's really nice compared to what it used to be. I had a backpack before and I could only fit dry stuff in there and like fruits and stuff. So this has definitely been a lifesaver along with the toaster oven. But yeah, this plugs into an outlet that I have back here. So I do have an outlet strip, but I don't use it for very much. I always try to use as least, I try to consolidate as least as possible, if that makes sense. So this takes about 10 to 20 watts. So I did used to plug it into this battery bank, but when I use my oven, it would always kind of run out really fast. So I just plugged this one into my main port where I house the charger cord to charge up these batteries. So this is always plugged in there, so it never turns off, because it's turned off on me a few times. But it literally just, can't really do it with one hand, but slides right underneath there. And that's what that looks like down there. So yeah, guys, I hope that was a little informational little tidbit on how my kitchen is set up right now. It changes all the time, but since I've been here, it's been pretty much like that the whole time. Excuse me. And it's given me enough space to try out different foods, cook different stuff, make sure that I have my regular routines, like making my juices and making my coffees and stuff in the morning. So it's a really good setup for me. Leave some comments below on what your setup is. If you're a nomad, what your travel setup is and how you like your kitchen, and a couple things you couldn't live without. If I could only live with 3 things as a traveler, it would be this gosh darn fan. I need that. Probably my hot water heater, and then my hot water heater, and then the battery bank. And I would take the big one because the big one, it does a lot of damage. It's heavy, but it definitely houses all the energy you would need for probably 2 to 3 days if you're not like going crazy on it. And I would say that I need the bank to include the solar panel that I have, because otherwise how the heck would I get any energy? But yeah, so that's my little bit and little kitchen tour. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we will be taking some errands and running a few errands in a few minutes here. Yeah, I got bogged down with work, and it's already almost 3. So instead of going and running errands today, I'm just gonna paint Cadence. I'm gonna paint the trim. Sorry, I got my show running. I'm going to paint Cadence, paint the trim back the stain color. So I'm going to take y'all along with me while I do that. And then I'm also going to be cleaning out the back of the Chariot, so that way I can get ready for a photo shoot / overnight stay at the beach that I'm planning for this weekend, to prep for a music video shoot. So I need to make some content at night at the beach in the truck. So I'm going to clean it out a little bit and get it set up so it'll be easy to go in there tomorrow and park at the beach.